Welcome back, dear listeners, to another chilling episode of Shell's Spooky Stories. I'm your host, and tonight I have a bone-chilling story that will make you question the line between urban legend and reality. So dim the lights, settle in, and prepare yourself for Cropsey. Every city has its boogeyman, but in Staten Island, New York, the boogeyman has a name: Cropsey. For decades, parents warned their children about the escaped mental patient who lived in the abandoned Willowbrook State School, emerging at night to snatch children who wandered too far from home. But unlike most urban legends, this one has roots in something far more terrifying than imagination. Let me take you back to 1947, when the Willowbrook State School first opened its doors. On paper, it was meant to be a state-of-the-art facility for children with developmental disabilities. In reality, it would become a nightmare made of brick and mortar. I've spent months researching this story. By the 1960s, Willowbrook was severely overcrowded. Built for 4,000 residents, it housed over 6,000. But it's what happened within those walls that would plant the seeds of the Cropsey legend. In 1972, a young investigative reporter named Geraldo Rivera exposed the horrific conditions inside Willowbrook. Children were found lying naked on floors covered in their own filth. Many were subjected to questionable medical experiments. The footage was so disturbing that numerous stations refused to air it. But here's where our story takes an even darker turn. After Rivera's exposé, Willowbrook began a gradual shutdown process. By 1987, the last residents were moved out, and the massive complex was abandoned. Left to decay, its dark corridors and empty rooms became the perfect breeding ground for urban legends. The story of Cropsey began to spread among local children. He was described as a former orderly or janitor who never left, living in the tunnels beneath Willowbrook. Some versions said he carried an axe, others a hook, but all agreed he emerged at night to take children back to his underground lair. Now, dear listeners, you might think this is just another cautionary tale parents tell their children. But in 1987, something happened that would forever blur the line between legend and reality. On July 9th, 1987, a 12-year-old girl with Down syndrome named Jennifer Schweiger disappeared from her Staten Island neighborhood. The community launched the largest search effort in Staten Island history. And where did the search eventually lead them? To the grounds of the abandoned Willowbrook State School. During my investigation, I obtained access to the original police reports. What they reveal is disturbing. Multiple witnesses reported seeing Jennifer with a man named Andre Rand, a former custodian at Willowbrook who had been living on the grounds since its closure. After 35 days of searching, Jennifer's body was found in a shallow grave on the Willowbrook property. But here's what makes this case truly chilling. Jennifer wasn't the first child to disappear in Staten Island, and she wouldn't be the last. Between 1972 and 1987, 5 other children vanished in similar circumstances. Holly Ann Hughes, Tahose Jackson, Henry Gafforio, all disappeared near Willowbrook. All remained missing. During Rand's trial, something emerged that sent shivers through the community. Former Willowbrook employees testified about an extensive tunnel system beneath the facility. Tunnels that weren't on any official blueprints. These tunnels, they claimed, connected to abandoned missionary buildings and old maintenance sheds across the property. I recently visited the Willowbrook site while researching this episode. Most of the buildings have been demolished, but portions of the tunnel system remain. Standing there at the entrance to one of these tunnels, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching from the darkness. What I found most disturbing was a detail in the police reports that was never made public. In several of the tunnels, investigators found small collections of children's toys, carefully arranged in circles. The toys dated from different decades, some as far back as the 1960s. Andre Rand was eventually convicted of Jennifer's murder. He remains in prison today. But here's what keeps Staten Island residents awake at night. Not all of the disappeared children were ever found. And not all of the disappearances could be definitively linked to Rand. The Willowbrook property has since been converted into the grounds of the College of Staten Island, but students report strange occurrences, unexplained noises from sealed basement doors, the sound of children laughing in empty hallways, and shadows that move against the light. So perhaps Cropsey wasn't just a legend after all, perhaps he was something worse. A warning wrapped in a story, a dark truth disguised as fiction, and perhaps somewhere in those tunnels, in the spaces between myth and reality, other secrets still wait to be uncovered. Thank you for joining me for this terrifying tale. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the most frightening stories are the ones rooted in truth. Until next time, dear listeners, stay safe and keep your lights on. And if that tale gave you chills, don't forget to feed the spirits. Hit that like button, subscribe so you never miss a haunting, and share this story with your bravest friends, the ones who don't mind a ghost or two, whispering their name at night. Your support helps keep the veil thin and the stories flowing. Until next time, stay spooky, stay curious, and whatever you do,
don't look behind you.